The 1974 World Cup in West Germany. Now, the first World Cup I'd ever seen on TV was the World Cup in Mexico in 1970. And I got a bit nervous towards the end because I thought I was going to miss the final because we had a holiday in Austria. But luckily, I managed to see it in our hotel. And I noticed that the Austrians really wanted Italy to lose. And because there was a big footballing rivalry between the two countries, and Brazil put on an exhibition, didn't they? And for the 1974 World Cup in West Germany, Brazil were a bit more physical, I'm afraid to say. I thought I was going to miss quite a bit of that World Cup because our TV went wrong. But luckily, again, I managed to see some of the games at a friend's house in Luton, and which I've mentioned in my book, Made in Luton. Although England didn't qualify, Scotland did, and they should have beaten Brazil. But Billy Bremner missed a great chance, and Scotland went out of the competition, not losing a game. So, yeah, that's very upsetting. Well, actually, I've got a bit of Scottish blood, so I think it's about 8% DNA or something, 7% it changes. So I'm nearly as Scottish as Rod Stewart now. Anyway, obviously the producers of this book thought that England were going to qualify because we have Colin Bell on the front and Bobby Moore. And there's Franz Beckenbauer, West Germany, and Bertie Vogts. And Jairzinho. And the final in West Germany was between arguably the two greatest European international sides of all time. And they were the Netherlands and West Germany, who were the current European champions. And even the club sides of West Germany and the Netherlands were dominant because Bayern Munich had just won their first European Cup, and the 4 seasons before that, the European Cup had been won by Dutch sides Ajax and Feyenoord. And the Netherlands were captained by who, certainly in the 20th century, most people would have said was the greatest European player of all time in Johan Cruyff. And some people think that West Germany were captained by the greatest European player of all time in Franz Beckenbauer. 2 magnificent sides. The Dutch had Johan Neeskens, Johnny Rep, Arie Haan, Ruud Krol, Robbie Rensenbrink, Wim van Hanegem, and this is as well as Cruyff. And the West Germans had, along with Beckenbauer, Paul Breitner, Gerd Müller, Sepp Maier, Uli Hoeneß, Rainer Bonhoff, Bertie Vogts, Wolfgang Overath. Now, Overath played when a lot of people thought Günter Netzer should have been the number 10 because he had been in the European Championship winning side. But there you go, the Germans were spoilt for choice. And the Dutch went ahead in the first minute after Johan Cruyff just went for the jugular and was brought down in the penalty area. And English referee Jack Taylor gave the Dutch a penalty. Johan Neeskens converted. And then the Germans got back into the game. Paul Breitner equalised from the spot. And if Germany were going to win, you suspected that Gerd Müller would be the guy who would get the winner, and that's what happened. But someone had to lose. I wanted the Dutch to win because all good teams play in orange, don't they? He says, as a very depressed Luton Town fan at the moment. But it's a good tournament. I mean, the Poles were a good side. They got knocked out in the semi-final, as did Brazil. Well, the Poles were unlucky not to beat West Germany, actually. they had knocked out England in the qualifying. And that was that famous game at Wembley when Brian Clough called Polish goalkeeper Jan Tomaszewski a clown because of his eccentric way of goalkeeping. But it's all about keeping the ball out of the back of the net. Now England had a good side, and I think if they had qualified, who knows, they might have won. But they were up against stiff opposition. Anyway, it's good memories, and I think the 1970s was the golden age for European football. But I'm just maybe just an born old git. Anyway, as I've started a bit of an argument there, why don't you put in the comments your favourite European player of all time? Don't say Cristiano Ronaldo. I think you might do though.